This is Britana. I'm Todd. We're with Innovations Branding House, and we wanted to take a little bit of time and talk about the new decade of search engine optimization. Hey, speaking of marketing strategy, what's that got to do with SEO strategy?
Well, one supports the other, but you have your business growth strategy, you have your marketing strategy, and now you need to make sure that you have a tight SEO strategy. Especially, this is a new decade for SEO. Google's getting better, smarter, a little more tricky for people like us to make sure that we stay effective for you.
How is Google viewing your website differently now than it was previously?
Well, we could just kind of back up to 2019 previous, and Google introduced thing called snippets, and what those are is snippets actually came up with 0-click searches. So what that means is that throughout the last 10 years, you've been able to type in a word, and either predictive text will pop up, or the actual answer will just pop up right in the text below. Off to the right, there's actually been something added by Google. It's called an answer box. So you'll have just a clinical answer of whatever word you've typed in, but then also on the left is going to serve you up businesses or things like that. That's going to get you the information quickly without clicking through to any website. So do you want to elaborate and give an example of that?
0 clicks mean that no one has clicked on anything to get to your website. So you didn't receive a visitor, and a snippet got in the way.
Google
got in the way of getting people to your website. All right, so an example of a snippet. I type in sushi. I'm in any town and I type in sushi. Up comes a snippet that's the definition of sushi.
Yep.
And I read that. Maybe that's not what I'm looking for, but that's what comes up. Mm-hmm. So if I'm wanting sushi restaurant, then I'm going to type in sushi restaurant, or I'm going to type in best sushi restaurant around me, or there's all these longer descriptions. The problem is, for a long time, people wrote blogs, and if they weren't focused on the longer phrase and they just focused on the word sushi, and they wrote a blog, they loaded up the blog with the word sushi, it used to get website traffic.
Right.
Well, now it doesn't, because it's going to bring up a snippet for that one word and give you the definition of it.
Yeah,
or you didn't get clicks.
Give you the best sushi place near you, and it's all available right there without having to click. You know where it's at, the hours, the star rating. And you go, oh, it's closest to me, and then you click the map button. You don't go to the website.
You never went to the website.
So that's what's up against us. Mainly two things that you really need to focus on with SEO strategy. So those two things are going to be the structure, the navigation of the website, and then the other thing is going to be, rather than those really short, people say keywords, key term search words. You've heard that. It's going to be more long tail search. You go sushi, well, best sashimi at the nearest sushi bar. It's going to be more of a long form key term search now. When you talk about navigation, it's got to have an ease of flow, and you got to be able to get through the website, find the information that you need, but also Google needs to read all through that in order to bump you up whenever somebody Googles, whatever the phrase or whatever. So can you dig into those parts that make it navigable, that make it easy to go through, and also easy for Google to read it and go, ooh, they're gonna help us with the information to help the people that are coming to Google.
So let's talk about it in two ways.
Okay.
Let's talk about it from the visitor standpoint, so we can identify what a good navigation is or what a simple navigation is. And then two, let's talk about why Google wants it that way. They have a reason. So easy navigation, how to identify it. If you've gone to a website and you weren't struggling with what to find, and you could just find things without having to hunt, then that was kind of an easy navigation. And it's a little bit more difficult, or it's a little more complicated than to say, let's just put buttons across the top. Because our website, I think we have 60 pages on the website.
Yeah.
We've got 5 buttons across the top. So we worked really hard to figure out how can we just present what people are wanting and then get them to what they're wanting without them having to hunt. So it's called site architecture. So that's thought through, right? So
It's pretty snazzy.
So when you're at Amazon, if there's millions of pages, do you get lost on Amazon? Probably not. I can't remember the last time I was like, oh no, I'm screwed. How do I get out of this?
Just close it down.
Yeah. Well, they really thought about the site architecture and its strong navigation. So with that being said, the second point I want to touch on is, why does Google want that? So Google does not want you to have that bad experience either. They want you to have an easy experience.
Yeah.
They want you to be able to find the information you're looking for quickly and not get lost.
Well, why?
Because it's their brand.
You want to come back to Google.
Yeah. So
they're competing
they want
too.
people advertising with them. They want people using them.
Yeah.
So what Google's worried about is if you don't have simple navigation and people can't navigate it well, then
they can't trust Google.
They can't trust Google
to serve up the things they need.
On a technical standpoint, if Google, you search something, Google gives you the result, you click it and go to that, it's not always sending you to a homepage. It might send you down into something detailed. So let's say the sushi example again.
Right.
Say I type in a long description for what I'm looking for. It brings up a web page, but it's not going to be the home page. It could be 20 pages down. Well, what's important, wherever it drops me in that website, I have to be able to find the home page or pages associated with it, or wherever I'm wanting to go.
Lastly, we want to definitely point out that the day and age of key term search words. Of course, I touched on this a while ago, but key term search words and just simple one words. You can't just load your website up with those things anymore. They have to be the long form. And the reason for that is, think for instance, say that I'm going to go buy, I'm going to get a dress, right? If I just put in dress, there's so much out there now. I mean, how much navigation do I have to do as a consumer? And then really, how much information can Google really feed me up? So that's two sides of that. It's the same thing, but two sides of that when I just put in dress. So say that I want a dress for New Year's. Okay. I'm going to be a little more descriptive in that as a consumer. But if I sell dresses and they're more high end and they're going to be more for events, less just dresses, then in my copy on my e-commerce website, I'm going to need to put specific things about that dress. Because your consumers are going and they're looking for something certain, and they're looking actually for the product that you have. So you've just got to help them find that.
Talk to me about voice search and as it relates to long tail keywords. Will you talk to me about that?
Yep. It's a huge factor now. But anyone that uses any kind of voice command is going to talk to that just like they would a human. So I may say, okay, Google, help me find a petite, sparkly dress for New Year's.
Insert picture here.
Wait.
No.
Wait. My phone was listening to me. Look at that. It's great.
Because you said, okay, Google, during the middle of taping.
Right.
So it jumped up like that.
So then let's just give some shout out right now. Because
Yeah.
who's this? Poshmark.
Yeah.
I mean, Poshmark.com. Lulu dresses. You got it. I mean, it pulled up. I'm now on your website.
They're serving you product that you're interested in while you're at work and you weren't looking.
No, I was just talking. I think really to sum it all up, new decade of SEO. So you got to have an SEO strategy now with your marketing strategy and your business growth strategy, and one has to support the other to support the other. If you have any more questions about any of this or want to dig a little deeper, Innovations Branding House can help you with those things.
Or you can go to BritanaFinky.com. You can.
Reshoot.
No, I'm not reshooting
The
this.
super country.
It's so cool.
.com.